Another banger of a show this week, Glenn. Nick Offerman joins us.
I don't know how the fuck that happened, Ben. That is huge. I'm still spinning out. We've also got the best films of 2014, for what it's worth.
And the movie battle that no one asked for, Savage Streets vs. Alley Cat.
And I'm sure we've got the usual stuff.
Hello, and welcome to Good Movie Monday, your home for nerdy cinematic ramblings. I'm your host, Ben Helwig, and I'm joined, as always, by Mr. Glenn Cochran.
That's me. How's it going, everyone?
Why don't you take a minute and head over to goodmoviemonday.com.
Good idea.
Where you can find all of our social media links. You can like, subscribe, drop a comment, send us a cup of coffee, buy some merch.
Click the bell.
Click the bell to get reminders of our videos dropping and
if you do buy merch,
balls dropping.
If you do buy merch or you have bought merch, put a photo of it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Share it with us.
We'll shout out. We'll give you a shout out because we have nothing else to talk about.
I think we've got, hang on. Oh, I was going to say we've got merch here somewhere. It's over there, goddammit.
We did have merch. Last week we had merch. This week the merch has disappeared.
No merch for you.
No merch for you.
I'm absolutely gobsmacked still at the caliber of guests we've got on this show, Ben, because we've known about it for a little while. It's keeping that under wraps has been difficult.
It was hard, yes.
But it's gone. We've had our conversation, and I still can't believe we had Nick Offerman. We got to chat with Nick Offerman.
I mean, and I can't believe that during the conversation, I floated the idea that he should have been Magnum in the Magnum reboot.
I know. Man, you might see my reaction to that. You know when I know Ben's dropped a doozy. You can always see it in my reaction. I was trying to gauge his reaction to it. And that, of course, Nick Offerman doesn't really have reactions.
No,
he's Nick Offerman the whole time. But, so stick around for that if that's what you're here for.
I think we spend a good 10, 15 minutes on facial hair, which is a must-see moment.
I mean, we don't want to give anything away because it's coming up, but let it just be said that, we were there for a purpose to promote a film, wrap that up in 10 minutes, kept going.
Yeah.
That was the fun part, and the best part of all is he wanted to.
He was down.
Yeah, cool. So anyway, I'm excited.
It's pretty good.
You're excited. You should feel these nipples.
Have you been to the cinema and seen anything this week?
Nothing.
What about that? Is that Bergizlia? Is that out?
Begonia?
Begonia? Is that?
No, I think that's another couple of weeks.
That's another couple of weeks. All right, we'll talk about that one later.
Yeah, but I did mention the other week with Fergus on the show that I did enjoy it. So there's that.
I did watch the Play Dirty, the Mark Wahlberg Shane Black movie that
you spoke about that on last week's show.
Briefly, yeah. I did give that a watch. Thankfully, Monsterfest is over, so I can do things like that now.
You've got time up your sleeve.
Well, it's over in Melbourne. It's still have the rest of the country to do. No rest for the wicked.
Yep.
Fantastic. Like full of the Shane Black sense of humor.
Yep.
Lots of action, shocking action, and yet hilarious. And
is it set at Christmas?
It's definitely winter.
Well, close.
So it could be. I don't recall any Christmas paraphernalia anywhere, but at one point they do handcuff a naked Mark Wahlberg to a pipe out in the snow and then throw ice water on him.
I think you can say to a Christmas tree.
To a Christmas tree, yeah.
Well, how long was it before people realised that Rambo was set at Christmas? So this might be one of those. You never know. Look out for the Easter eggs. Easter eggs at Christmas.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus.
But look, at 2 hours and 5 minutes, this one, you don't notice it.
Okay, that's good.
It's just a hell of a lot of fun. It's everything you love about a Shane Black film.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. If you've got a Prime membership, then go check that one out.
I do. Yeah, I've come to the show with no plan on it. No, none at all. So I'm just relying on you to carry this one through.
You've left it to me. Well, why don't we stop with this meaningless banter and head on over to Terrific TV Tuesday?
Oh, if we must.
It's Terrific TV Tuesday, the only Tuesday TV segment that drops on a Monday.
Unfortunately, Glenn, I don't have a banger like the lesbian homie that I had last week.
I'm still getting over that too.
Which was
I'm glad you didn't drop that on me this week because I can't take Nick Offerman and that in the same episode at all.
No, I don't have that one. So why don't you kick us off this week?
Well, I also have nothing to talk about,
okay.
but I do have a game to play again.
Oh, okay. Well, if you've got a game, then how about I kick it off? I'll talk about my TV show,
All right.
and then we'll go into the game.
Let me say something, throw it to you, you throw it back.
Okay.
Because what I want to say is I did try a new show that I really didn't like, and I just want to reference that.
Okay.
And if you do catch it, I'd like other opinions.
Oh, okay.
It is The House of Guinness, which is
you did
the showrunner from Peaky Blinders, who is prolific. I can't remember his name, Stephen something. He even did that boxing one you're talking about with Stephen Graham.
1,000
blows,
1,000 blows, yeah.
1,000 blows, yeah. Plus so much more. This show was just style over substance, but a great story all about the Guinness Empire. And when the CEO of Guinness, the founder, dies, it's up to his 4 siblings to keep the legacy going. At the same time, you've got the Catholics coming in, trying to shut them down because they're a Protestant company, and so it's got all that great stuff in there, but just rap music and just too much focus on shiny cobblestone and smoke machine and shit like that. So, yeah, it was. I wanted it to be my recommendation, but I just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Well, look, I watched this show that I'd been aware of for years. I must have just watched half of the pilot episode and then lost interest.
Yeah.
So I decided to give it another crack, and I've found that I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's Into the Badlands.
Yep.
Which is it's ironically credited by Alfred Goff and Miles Miller, who are now super famous for creating Wednesday.
Didn't they also do Smallville?
They did Smallville. Yeah, they did a
Gotham.
bunch of shows.
Yeah.
They're the kind of the it guys at DC for a long time.
The new Joss Whedon.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And so this show it's set in a kind of a dystopian future where there admittedly some parts make absolutely no sense.
Okay.
They've outlawed guns,
right?
So there are no guns, but now people are just trained in martial arts.
Excellent.
And fighting with bladed weapons.
Well, that's what you do when you got no guns.
So there is no kind of society. They're where they are, and they've cut off from pretty much everywhere else. That no one knows what's in the Badlands, hence the title.
Mm-hmm.
It's controlled by these 5 barons.
Yep.
And they have now I can't remember the name. They have these personal armies, led by Clippers. They're called Clippers, who are the kind of bodyguard assassin type guys, and the main bodyguard assassin of each baron is called the Regent.
Okay.
And Daniel Wu plays the Regent in this. And he discovers this boy on the road after he discovers a massacre, like these nomads have killed all these people, they were slaves and they were kind of in manacles. And he finds the last manacle has been cracked open, so someone's escaped. And he tracks him down, and this boy, and he's got this medallion of this place that kind of looks like New York City. That's a city in the Badlands that's not controlled by the barons.
Okay.
And basically, long story short, you've seen this kind of show before where, so this guy wants to escape the brutal kind of society they're in. So maybe they'll go on a mission into the Badlands, hence the title, with the barons chasing behind them and facing all sorts of trouble on the way.
I know it. Haven't watched it. Definitely have been keen to, but I also I get really fatigued with sort of dystopian kind of
and it is very
Walking Dead kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's just because it's been a while since I've seen one.
Yeah,
that I can go back, and I do the fight scenes are spectacular.
Yeah, cool.
Like the wire work is amazing. It is great, and it's like swords, and it's wushu at its best.
Certainly looking forward to it. Yeah, cool.
Martin Koskis,
him,
the Aussie guy. He was like the bad guy in Equalizer and
what's his name?
Martin Solkis.
Oh, okay, here we
I
go.
think his name
Into the Google machine.
He's the main bad guy baron in the show.
Yeah, let's get his name right, yes, okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Martin Sokus.
He's Serbian or something like that. So his surname.
Bad guy from Mission Impossible 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's always him and Jeremy not Jeremy Northam. Jason Isaacs are always bad guys. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Sounds
So
good.
yeah, I don't know what streaming service it's on, but I'm sure it's on.
It will be on one.
You can buy them on Google or
I think it's Amazon Prime.
it's Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Like I said, don't have a show to come out.
Yeah, you want to play a game?
Yeah, I do.
Patty cake?
Baker's
Hide the-
Man.
Hide the sausage.
It's a similar game to what we played the other week. Slight
Okay.
variation on it. So I'm going to name some TV shows, and you've got to tell me what the movies are that they're based on.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like a reverse of what we did the other week. I think the first few are kind of easy, but you can be the judge. Delta House, 1978.
Delta House. Animal House.
Yes, had a TV show. 2014, there was a TV show called Damien.
Omen.
Yep, 100%. 2010, what about the TV show called Dragons?
Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Double Dragon? No idea. What's Dragons?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Right.
Then in 1979, there was a little old show called The Dukes of Hazzard, based on a movie. I had no idea.
White Lightning?
No, that's a good guess. No. Moonrunners.
Moonrunners, right.
I had no idea.
They're just good old boys.
2015, a TV show called The Lion Guard.
The Lion Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Thundercats? Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose.
Good guess. Incorrect.
Lion Guard.
Lion King.
Of course. I'm not going to be good with the kids' cartoon ones.
1982, The Little Rascals. Sorry, 1992, The Little Rascals.
Based on the Little Rascals.
Which was called? The original. Our Gang.
Our Gang. Right.
Yeah. 2023, Monarch.
Godzilla.
Correct. 2021, Monsters at Work.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah, you're doing well, mate. You're doing well. What about 1985, a little old TV show called Mr. Belvedere?
Oh. Uncle Buck.
No. Okay, before Uncle Buck.
No.
A movie called Sitting Pretty. Mr. Belvedere appeared in that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. In 2001, there was a show that I had never heard of until now called Ozzy and Drix. And I'm excited about this one.
Ozzy and
Drix.
Drix. It's based on a movie.
Yep.
No idea.
Osmosis Jones.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Osmosis Jones.
You ever blowhead your hair with a fart? Blow dry your hair?
I was going to go maybe Dead Dudes in the House or Dudes.
I just couldn't have fucked that up any more than I did. What about the 1999 show Roughnecks?
Starship Troopers.
Correct.
Rico's Roughnecks.
Yeah.
No,
And-
it's Michael Ironside, but I can't remember what his name is.
That's right. What do we got? 1991, a TV show called Baby Talk.
Look Who's Talking.
Correct. 3 more to go.
Is that with Scott Baio? Remember there was the Scott Baio one?
Yeah, it
And the
could
theme
have
song
been.
was that, I like bread and butter.
He likes toast and jam.
That's what mommy feeds me, because I'm her little man. I love that show.
I remember watching Baby Talk, and I think it was backed up by Harry and the Hendersons. Also, spun off from a movie. 1970 TV show called McCloud. What movie was that spun off?
McLeod. I've seen McLeod. Is that Coogan's Bluff?
It is. Jeez, you're good, mate. I never would have guessed that. This one's fun. 1976 TV show called What's Happening? Hey, what's happening?
What's happening?
Yeah. You're in the right direction.
Dynamite.
Yep, you're in the very right direction.
Yeah, but I have no idea what the movie would be.
Cooley High.
Yeah, right.
That's a great movie if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
A great movie. That is the, how do you explain that? It's the African-American version of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Last one, Wellington Paranormal,
Wellington Paranormal.
2018.
Frighteners?
Close.
Brain Dead?
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows.
The first spin-off.
Yeah, right.
Before
They actually had its own TV
Which,
series.
Wellington Paranormal, you would absolutely love it. You know the two cops from...
Yeah. I've seen bits of it. I just didn't know that it was spun off.
So it's a procedural. It's a cop procedural, and they're the most bumbling kind of cops that you can imagine.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I like it more than What We Do in the Shadows, the show.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. That's my game. That's my game for the week.
That was a good game.
Thanks.
That was a good game. I'll see you in 2014.
Is that your new segue?
That's my segue.
It's the interview, though.
Fuck. And by that, and by see you in 2014, what I meant was, I'll see you in 2014 after we sit down with Nick Offerman to talk about his new film, Sovereign.
Yes.
A banger of a film. Who's bringing that film out, Glenn?
It is. It's a digital film, straight to digital. Yes.
But is it Studio Canal? Is it?
No, it's not. I actually don't know who's bringing this one out. Kind of doesn't matter because it's going to be on various platforms. It'll be a pay-per-view kind of thing, $5, and get to watch it. But
definitely worth a watch. It is I don't want to say it's a banger of a film. It's
literally is. It is. I guess it's very relevant as we mentioned in the interview with the stuff going on in Australia with Desi Freeman up in the highlands of Victoria. It is about the sovereign citizen movement and a particular sovereign that kills two cops and goes on the run with his young son, who is very much under the influence of his father. And it's a true story. And I'll tell you what, if you watch the film and then go and read up on the actual story, it is uncanny how accurate this movie is. Like the footage, and because there's footage of the actual gunfire, it's identical. You'd think you're watching the movie. So yeah. Anyway, why are we wasting time? This is Nick Offerman we're talking about. Let's just chat with him.
We found some weapons in the van you were driving. Given your dad's priors, did you know that it's against the law for him to even own a firearm?
If you're gonna go and wage war against somebody, you have to kill them all.
I can't feel my shoulder.
I'd say you're a natural.
They're willful creatures. You're either going to break them or they're going to break you.
What are you doing?
It's great for you to be making time for us, mate. Like, we do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I love. I'm crazy about this film, and I wish the whole world would see it.
Yeah, it arrives at a really interesting time for us because we've just had a sovereign citizen incident with a guy still on the run after killing two cops. So it's really strange for us.
I saw that. Yeah, that's it's wild. I mean, I knew of some other ideologies surrounding QAnon and kind of the Proud Boys, January 6th, other conspiracy theory driven ideologies, but I wasn't familiar with sovereigns until researching for this film, and it's pretty wild that people, the things that people can think.
It absolutely is, and I was actually going to mention that sort of when you, I guess, look at it from a strip away all the crazy, dangerous elements of this whole movement, and look at it from a psychological point of view, there is some, I guess, somewhat understandable distrust in authority. What did you take away from your research, and did you gain a greater understanding of the people that are wrapped up in or poisoned by it?
Sure. I mean, the way I choose every project I do is when the writing moves me, and I'm lucky enough. Things have gone well enough. It's crazy to be able to even choose acting jobs. Period. But now I sort of have this policy where if I read it and it's like a perfectly good heist movie, I'm like, that's fine, but I'm not going to do it. Like I have to read it, and it makes me say, I think I have to do this. And this was so exquisitely written. It's got such a deft. And by the way, it's his debut feature, Christian Swagel. It's quite astonishing. And I was just so moved by the humanity that he injected into this narrative. And I could so easily see myself in this misguided, even somewhat mentally ill character. But I was I lived in poverty for a long time. I worked as a laborer, paycheck to paycheck as a carpenter, and it only takes one or two wrong moves or unlucky choices to suddenly find yourself on the street or on the wrong side of the law or what have you. And so, I mean, it just with all of the grievance and anger, so much of it generated by corporations. I think in this day and age, it felt really important to me to humanize and to humanize people of all ideologies and understand that no matter what you think or who you voted for, when you fall victim to insurance companies or banks or even government policies, there is a lot of unfairness in that world. And so while, I think a lot of obviously what this guy thought was wrong, he's still someone who deserves the dignity of human rights and like a supportive infrastructure. And I think that if the population of our countries can recognize the humanity in each other like that, then we'll stand a better chance of banding together and bringing down the billionaires that love to see us shaking our fist at each other.
Well, that was the most interesting thing about the film was the parallels between your character and the Dennis Quaid character, and the way that they treat their son, but also their philosophy on kind of life. It's just flip sides of the same coin. Just one's on one side of the law, and the other one happens to be on the other side.
Yeah, I love that about it. I think it's brilliant what Christian did that way, because I've got a great old fashioned dad who is still with us. I really love him and look up to him, and he was a stern disciplinarian. He was not I mean, the sort of goofy jackass artist that I turned out to be. I wouldn't have guessed that I would come from my dad, even though he and my mom have a great sense of humor. But like in this day and age, that sense of old-fashioned masculinity being pushed on our young men, I think is a huge source of the toxicity that's fueling a lot of social ills. And I love the very gentle and human way Christian got that across, where it was like these guys are teaching violence. They're teaching masculine, a sort of muscular sensibility to succeeding in life. And how is that working out for all of them in this movie? And what if we try to take better care of each other and turn towards empathy and say, look, there are times when we should be firm with each other, but there are times when we should hug one another and recognize that we're all vulnerable animals as well.
Well, ironically, in the film, it's your character that is preaching the non-violence. He believes in the system, but his system, as opposed to the kind of Dennis Quaid character who, like, it's violence first because you don't know what's going to happen. So, you take them down, take them out, and then ask questions.
It's true, although there are some pretty conflicting things that come, like Jerry, even in one speech says, like, you have to not only kill your enemy, but his wife and his kids and his dogs.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't kill anybody. Like
Yeah.
he would make a
Stop the
great
tape.
modern
Stop the tape.
Yeah, exactly.
Some actors say that it's difficult to they take the characters home with them. Is it easy for you to separate at the end of the day, or is it a mindset that you are caught up in?
No, I'm not that way. I don't understand. I think that's I think that's sort of a choice to it's an indulgence to expect the world around you, like your Uber driver, like, listen, I'm playing a serial killer, so if you just don't make eye contact, please, and call me the butcher. I don't. I'm. In fact, as soon as we're done with the take, I'm usually then trying to make the crew laugh because we're putting them. It's such a grueling experience to shoot these harsh emotional scenes So then I try to bring levity when the camera's not rolling.
The thing that I struggled with most, which in the film was, and all, props to the production designer on the film, but the mess in the kitchen and in the front yard, and you're like, oh, just like that's the part, at the end of the day, I'd be like, I've just got to clean up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've just got to put some stuff, some empty bottles in the trash. I've got to do it.
Massive props to our art department. It really, and the living room too, just
Yeah.
the detritus that had such a reality to it. And I saw our house in pre-production because we shot a bunch of stuff before we got to shooting at the house. And so I got to see it when they rented it, and it was just kind of plain and, it was a little run down, but it was clean. And just if you could go back, I would love a little documentary on a plain, like, sort of cream colored wall, and then they added just all of this patina of like mold creeping in, or like water stains drip coming down. It's really it's an incredible art form, because when they do it right, it should make you feel the way it made you feel, but without calling attention to itself, where
Yeah.
you're not you it feels real, and so you're like, oh, this is disgusting. This is two boys who need some help with their cleaning skills.
Well, that's the thing that the reason it set me off was because at the start of the film, when you come home for the kind of first time, and you give your son a pat on the shoulder for the yard looking great, you're like, what?
That's right. It was looking worse than it
It
was.
was.
Cleaned a bunch of scrap iron and put it back by the shed.
There is authenticity to that, because this story we've got down in Australia at the moment, they lived in the same squalor. Like, it's an interesting mindset, I guess. And speaking of authenticity, I looked into the real story behind this film, and you guys recreated those two particular moments of violence really precisely. It was a lot of orchestration put into this, and being such a small independent film, did you have much time to get it right?
That's a great question, and that's a testament to our producer named Nick Mosseri, Moceri. We shot for a very small budget, and it was, I want to say, 24 days or 28 days, like half the days we should have had, which is always the case with a little independent movie. And he and Christian did such an incredible job of recreating these couple of shootout scenes with such meticulous care, because you have to, because it's based on a real event, you really have to kind of get it right for the obvious reasons, but also to sort of honor the real life victims of the crimes. And the sort of final scene in the parking lot, we had 2 days to shoot that, and we had an incredible, it's been a long time. I've done a few jobs so I don't remember the people's full names, but we had the most incredible munitions armorer named Woody. I don't know Woody's last name, but he was so incredible at taking care. And we're shooting in Arkansas not long after the tragedy went down in Santa Fe with Alec Baldwin and on the set of Rust, where the DP got accidentally killed. And so, that creates some tension and some extra care to doing things right. And our armorer, with all of these firearms, all of these incredibly loud, chaotic rounds being fired, we had 2 days to do that big scene, and there were storms. And on a film set, there's this ironclad rule that if there's lightning, and I want to say it's a little crazy, I want to say it's within 5 miles. It's a pretty big circle. If there's lightning within 3 or 5 miles, you have to shut it down. You have to shut down the whole set, because of the generators and the lighting equipment. Like, naturally, if there's lightning, you do run the risk of attracting the lightning. So I appreciate that. I absolutely err on the side of safety when it comes to stunts and fights and all that stuff. You should never risk anybody getting hurt for what ultimately is just, putting on a show. But we had 2 days to shoot that, and we lost an entire day to lightning. And so we had to get 2 days worth into one day, and it was just incredible. I mean, it was such a testament to the acumen of our crew and our producers, that we managed to pull it off. And I've I love. I got into the business. I got into theater, wanting to just transform. I love, if I could, I'd just go full like Gary Oldman, where every role, or even Eddie Murphy, like not in the clumps or whatever. Like I love
Yeah.
just being like, wait, that was him. That's my favorite thing in the world. And so to get to do a lot of the stuff, I had a set of fake teeth. I had these really cool contact lenses for when I got the eye injury, and learning to use those firearms. And one of the interesting things about using that AK-47 was that the way sort of Rambo would use it, or the way that like a kid, if you wanted to look cool
Mhm.
playing some sort of, war games, is actually not how you fire that weapon the most efficaciously. And it's funny because the way you hold it is not doesn't look as cool as like what Schwarzenegger would do. And I had to stop and be like, well, hang on a second. You're telling me to like hold it out like this? And they're like, yeah, that's because that allows you to sort of point,
Shock absorber too, yeah?
yeah, with more accuracy. And I was like, okay, I'm going to selflessly choose to look not as cool
Cool.
as I would like to, for verisimilitude.
Oh my god.
We're just about out of time, and we do have to let you run. But I was going to ask you, what's your favorite mode to work in? Mustache, beard, or clean shaven?
Oh, that's a great question. And if you want it, I've got 10 more minutes. If
Okay, cool.
we can afford the Zoom. Hang on, let me crank this up.
It's
9
Edward G.
minutes.
Robinson in Soylent Green. You got to pedal on the bike to keep it going.
I don't. I mean, I honestly don't have. In real life, I am very simple. I'm a natural man, as they say, and so I would just like to have a big beard because that's how Mother Nature built me. My wife does not agree with that. And we've been together 25 years, and she has put up, gosh, she's put up with every possible facial hair and like shaving my head and just all kinds of, and nothing ever to be attractive, always to be some sort of Bukowski, shit-faced drunk. And so, to answer your question, it really depends on the role. I mean, I, whatever serves the role the best. And so across the spectrum, uh, I don't have a favorite, but off the top of my head, uh, probably the best example of one of those options serving a role would be Ron Swanson in Parks and Recreation, wearing my mustache as that guy. Uh, Felt like I was in my prime as an athlete. Like I was hitting the ball with the greatest consistency.
Do you ever get offered faking in real life?
Say again?
Do you ever get offered faking, the fake bacon in real life?
Oh, no, no.
I think you're a brave man whenever you go clean shaven, because I've been with my wife for over 15 years, and I've only ever shaved my beard off once. And the second I walked out the bathroom, she told me never do that again.
I mean, it is a drag. People do hate it when I shave. But like, if you look at Ron Swanson, when we would put on his clothes in fittings, if it looked at all good, it went out the door. And if it looked embarrassing, like we were like, okay, this looks horrible. Now try tucking that into those pleated pants. Oh, this is so embarrassing. That's the look. And so for some reason, I love obstinately playing that. And so when people react to my clean shaven face, I'm like, okay, good. That means I look real in a way that I'm not trying to look as hunky as possible, and hopefully that'll make me effective as a performer. Yeah.
The mustache just gives you this air of authority, though. That really works in like much more so than the beard. I wish I could, like, my mustache doesn't grow properly and it doesn't connect, which has always been like a a bugbear of mine. But I always feel like people would take me more seriously if I had a decent mustache, like a, like a Tom Selleck kind of, which is, kind of,
What
which is like
you're
you. I mean, like I thought it was a travesty that they hired that guy to play Magnum when you were around with that mustache, willing to work. That would have been perfect casting.
Yeah, the business doesn't always agree with the best thinkers, but here we are.
Something that you do that I really love is all of your the books that you make, the woodwork books. And I've got to admit, I have got on pre-order the Little Woodchucks book that you've done because my niece and nephew are into crafts and all that kind of stuff. Have you thought of crossing that world into film and making some kind of movie adapted from that stuff?
Well, first of all, thank you. I'm really proud of my books. Little Woodchucks is my sixth book, and I love, again, getting to contribute something medicinal by way of making people laugh, and maybe, we're all learning a little something together. Um, and I would love. Here's the thing. I once did a show, gosh, 22 years ago for Courtney Cox and David Arquette. Used to be married, and they had a design show, an inexpensive design show on a cable channel in 2003 called the Women's Entertainment Network, the WE channel. And I was their wisecracking carpenter. This was 5, 6 years before Parks and Rec started. And I was just the clown carpenter who made all the furniture on the design show. And it was really fun. It was really incredibly hard work. And what I learned was, because I love making things of very high quality, I learned that I never want to combine a shooting schedule with my love of woodworking, because you can't make something good in the amount of time that a budget affords you to shoot it. So, unless you make something really simple. If we were making an hour-long show, I could maybe make you a wooden spoon. you know, and so and then when Parks and Rec happened, we actually shot a few episodes in my shop. Like Ron Swanson's shop was my wood shop,
Mhm.
and so naturally the business would call and say, "Hey, let's do a woodworking show. We'll make a lot of money." I was like, I'm not going to impose that on my shop. We love making great things in my shop, and if we try to do a show, we're not going to make great things. We're going to have to make fake great things really quickly. But I definitely, I've only seen a few things in my life there's there was a movie where Costner built a built a house.
Oh yeah,
There's
with
a
Ben Affleck. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and there's
Company Man, something like that.
yeah, that sounds right. Um, there's it's never, Costner's not a woodworker, so like it's never good, but no one knows. Like all you have to
Yeah.
do, he's very good at what he does, and the audience, except for the tiny amount of woodworkers, the only one I know of is Mark Harmon, is actually a really talented woodworker, and his specialty is he refurbishes the interior of Airstream trailers, which is it's like building, and I think on his show NCIS, I've never seen it, but I've been told, I think he built like a sailboat in the basement kind of thing, the kind of boat that you can never get out of the house.
Yeah.
So he, from what I've heard, he actually is an exquisite like top level woodworker. And I mean, I would love to do something. It would just require. I also love agrarian subject matter, so I'd love to turn people on to knowing about agriculture and caring about what's in their food, and also woodworking and how like fine furniture or boats or guitars or things like that are made. I would love to incorporate that into my filmmaking, but it's all gonna require good writing, which has not come across my table yet. So hopefully it's in my future.
I get lost on YouTube to that stuff all the time.
I did want to ask, speaking of early in your career, one of your first gigs was on the first season of The West Wing when you played Jerry, a character who I'm sure they've recycled that name. West Wing is notorious for recycling names, but Jerry. But what was that? Was before the hype, before anyone knew that show was going to be the hit that it was. What was being on that set like?
It was pretty incredible. I mean, when things like that happen, we in town knew. Like, I had done it came out of there was a great producer, or is a great producer named Tommy Schlamme, who produced and directed a lot of ER, and even something else before that. I can't remember, but some other big tentpole procedural show. And Tommy was really nice to me. I mean, he had me on ER, and they shared producers and a casting director. So when The West Wing happened, everybody knew it was going to be incredible. Martin Sheen playing the president. I mean, and Allison Janney is one of those actors that whatever she's on, you're like, oh shit, that's going to be the good show. And also Bradley Whitford, Richard Schiff, John Spencer, etc. So for me, as a dipshit, like just trying to get a guest star job, it was insane, and it was really interesting because I was over the moon. I was kind of mad. I wish I could run into this guy. I have just one or two scenes, and I'm part of a team of three where we're pitching this wolves only highway, and there's a main guy, and then me and my friend Rachel each had like a couple of lines. And the main guy, whose name was also Nick, didn't know his goddamn lines on the day. He showed up and didn't know his lines, and I was just like, and my friend Rachel and I I knew we had done Chicago theater together, and we're just sitting there looking at each other like, you got 8 lines, dude. Like you got this gig on the West Wing, and you don't know your fucking lines. I was so mad. But still, I was so over the moon to get to be on it, and I was outside the soundstage, and I had met these guys because it was an NBC show, and my wife Megan Mullally was on Will and Grace at the time, and so I knew a lot of the gang from being around events and stuff. And Brad Whitford is from Wisconsin, and so we always call each other Wisconsin and Illinois. And I ran into him and Richard Schiff in the parking lot on my way in one day. And I said, I was like a giggly schoolgirl. And I said, I was so excited. And aren't you guys excited? And it was really interesting. I'll never forget because of the arduous side of the West Wing and the difficult parts of, I mean, I think the hardest part dealing with a genius like Aaron Sorkin is that they would be handed like 12 new pages the day, like when you get to work and they're like, I've rewritten the whole thing here, learn like so it was just really crazily hard sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, luckily a show with easy dialogue, nothing, no
Yeah.
3-letter acronyms to remember or anything like that.
While walking quickly down the hall and like disseminating file
Yeah.
papers.
Walk and talk, yeah.
And so it was funny because I was so excited for my 3 lines, and they shook their heads and they were like, yeah, well, just be careful what you wish for.
I hate to cut it short because I feel like we're just warming up and we could probably talk all day. I'd love to deep dive into your career, but I know the publicist is probably like shitting herself right now thinking we've got to get to the next one. So
Yeah, okay. I do have a next one.
do appreciate your time though. Like I'd love to chat again sometime because there's a lot I'd like to talk about.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me, gents.
2014, Scotland voted to remain part of the United Kingdom. Well, at least that's the assumption. No one could understand a word of what they were saying.
Oh, yeah, you're here already. You beat me to it.
Now we're in 2014. Now.
Nice to see you, Ben.
Good to see you. We're so young. We didn't know it at the time, but we're so young. My knees still work.
Yep, I was collecting late fees at the video store, ringing up debt collectors, sicking them onto people. Good times.
Put them in that book.
Receiving complaints.
Did you put them in that book?
Oh, my coffee table book that's yet to be made, written, or published.
No, did you have that? It wasn't Video Busters, but it was the. We used to have this huge book that you looked at when people joined up to see if they owed money at other video stores.
That's right, the debt collector scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I thought you were talking about, I actually had a coffee table book of fun stories from, fun stories, like it was called Tales from a Clerk. And
Right.
it was fun stories of, bad customers I've had. And I've got so many stories. And back in the early days when I was publishing them as a blog, somebody said to me, these need to be a coffee table book. And they put a publisher in my lap who said, yeah, we'll definitely be interested in doing this. Just put it together. Never did.
Were you a big fan of the Big Hit and all of the stuff that happens in the video store where they have the asshole customers and everything?
Man, I've
You
got
owe
so
$6.95.
many stories, and I think I've recycled the same 5 stories on the show many times, but there's so many more. It's great fun. Anyway, I miss those days.
They were good times.
So anyway, we're talking about 2014.
But let's go through the top 10 films
Please.
at the box office of 2010 in the world. And number 10, Interstellar. Number 9, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Number 8, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Then Captain America, The Winter Soldier, X-Men Days of Future Past, Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1 comes in at 5, Maleficent, Guardians of the Galaxy, Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, and number 1, Transformers, Age of Extinction.
Yeah.
It's a lot of...
That's how I feel about that.
But there was quite a few horror movies that came out in 2014. Annabelle, As Above, So Below, The Babadook, Cabin Fever, Patient Zero, Charlie's Farm, Dead Snow 2, Dracula, The Untold Story, Girl House, Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, Housebound, I, Frankenstein, It Follows, Last Shift, Ouija, Purge Anarchy, Rec 4, Apocalypse, See No Evil 2, Nurse 3D, Tusk, What We Do in the Shadows, Wolf Cop, Wormwood, Zombievers. It's a big one. It's
huge.
a big year for horror.
That's huge.
There was a sequel to Sin City came out, the RoboCop remake, Raid 2, Luc Besson treated us to Lucy, which got really bad reviews, but I thoroughly enjoyed.
Wasn't too bad at all.
Brick Mansions, the remake of a remake of another Luc Besson produced film. 22 Jump Street, American Sniper, which I still haven't seen. Grand Budapest Hotel, who gives a shit? The Veronica Mars movie, Divergent. Bad Johnson, the Talking Penis movie.
That made it onto my What the Fuck Is That podcast. Yeah, the micro podcast that's one of the worst films I think I've ever seen. Yeah.
Monuments Men, the Lego movie came out this year. So it was a big one.
It is yes.
There was a lot of stuff. Not all of it good, but there was a lot of it.
Not at all. I mean, I'm very underwhelmed here. David Ayer did Sabotage. I think that surprised me when it came out because that was fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger's return from politics back into the game. Kind of. Like he did the Expendables cameo.
Yeah, what was that? I thought the one with Johnny Knoxville was his return, but it's not, is it?
No, what was that one? Fuck, I can't remember. Oh, he did that with Sly, didn't he? Johnny Knoxville did one with Sly on the border town.
No, it was with Arnie.
Oh, was it?
Where he's the sheriff.
Oh, okay.
He's the sheriff. Then he did the one with Sly.
Last Stand?
Maybe it's Last Stand, yeah.
Okay,
And the drug cartel comes through the town.
Yeah.
Then he did that one in prison that's no one can escape from. It's Sly and Arnie are there together.
Escape Plan,
which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Did you ever see the second two?
No, I did not.
Terrible.
No,
absolutely
no need to.
terrible.
Once you escape, it's like Fortress.
The guy that made that Silent Night remake did the sequel.
Right.
And yeah, it's pretty average.
Right.
Anyway,
who had?
I digress. And also,
is that Last Shift his? Is that Last Shift?
No, I don't think so. He's done a whole lot of action and horror films. This is also, I think, did you mention it? The year of the RoboCop remake.
Yes.
I
did.
enjoyed that more than I thought I would. It's different. It's a different kind of movie, but
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty decent one. Like,
But nobody wants to buy it for $1.
No, I just don't care for a lot of reboots, remakes, all that. But this one did, hold up all right.
Blended came out this year.
What was that?
Blended.
Oh, the Adam
Adam
Sandler
Sandler
movie?
movie?
Yeah, I didn't care for that either.
No.
No. That's one of those, they're Adam Sandler movies. Most of them are above the fence, and then you got maybe 4 or 5 that are sort of this
Kind
in
of
the
forgotten.
dirt, in the
Yeah.
flower bed, and that's one.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got 3 for you.
Okay.
3 picks.
Well,
that I
I've
thought-
got 4 written down, but as I was going through that, I could easily, if you get another one that I think is worthy, I'll whack it up
You'll
there
whack
for
it
you.
in there.
And I've got 4 for you.
So I've gone with Chef,
Yep.
Tusk,
No.
Paddington,
Nope. If it had been Paddington 2, that would have made it.
and the Lego Movie.
Definitely not.
Okay,
I hate
didn't
that.
know. Okay, so that's what I had. That's what I had for you.
Okay, so I definitely had Chef. I had Earth to Echo, which is a fantastic movie that was originally produced for Disney. Disney offloaded it to some other company who just put it out independently. It's great.
Okay,
Really good.
I've never even heard of it.
You'll love it. Nightcrawler.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah,
a good one.
It's a good movie.
With Gyllenhaal.
The beginning of Jake Gyllenhaal's emaciated period.
Yeah, for sure. And it's sort of like a really dark, sinister kind of movie. It's grotty. It has a
on
taxi
the,
driver
on the
feel to it.
freeways of Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's right. Raise.
Oh, okay.
With Zoe Bell. Love that movie. I think that's excellent. And there was one more that you mentioned through the list that I thought, yeah, that could go in there, but I have lost track of everything and can't remember
Zombievers.
what it was.
Was it
I
Zombievers?
can't remember what it was. It was not Zombievers, but it doesn't matter.
Was
That's,
it Pompeii?
you having a laugh.
Housebound?
You having a laugh, mate.
Girl
You having a
House?
laugh. You having a laugh. No.
Dead Snow 2?
I can't remember.
Lucy?
No, it don't matter. It don't
Raid
matter.
2?
Well, Raid 2 could easily go up there.
there.
That's an absolute corker.
300, Rise of the Empire?
Mate.
Veronica Mars?
Mate, spare me.
Spare me. Maleficent? It was Bad Johnson, wasn't it? No.
Can I guess yours?
Yeah, go for it.
Right. So I reckon Edge of Tomorrow.
100%.
Chef.
No, though I do like that movie.
What about Equalizer?
No, though I do like that movie too.
What about Gone Girl?
No, I've never seen it.
Haven't you? Oh, you would like that movie.
Yeah.
So long as you've steered away from the spoiler,
Yeah.
it'll give yourself enough time to forget what the spoiler is. Fury.
No.
Okay.
No, I had it's an interesting one, and one I mentioned last week, Two Night Stand, the Miles Teller, Anna Lee Tipton, who's now Leo Tipton. I've dead named her. Him, it, they,
Mate,
them.
how dare you?
Future Shock, the 2000 AD doco.
Yeah, okay.
I love that doco.
Yeah, I haven't
It's
watched
great.
that. I know of it, but yeah.
Late Phases, Adrian Garcia Bogliano,
Yep.
Senior Citizen Werewolf movie.
Yep.
Purge Anarchy. Fuck,
Yeah.
I love Purge Anarchy.
That's a good one.
Edge of Tomorrow, as you said. It Follows, which I really enjoyed, and Jersey Boys, which I've watched an outrageous amount of times.
Jersey Boys is endlessly watchable. Like I could put that on now,
Yeah.
and no matter, I think it's an hour and 20 minutes or 2 hours and 20 minutes. No time passes at all.
Yeah.
So good, so good. And I love the fact the narration bounces between each character.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what the
yeah.
stage show did.
And
but
they
yeah.
break the fourth wall, which
Yeah.
I love.
That final scene, the only thing that movie is missing is Clint Eastwood joining them for the song and
Yeah,
dance at the end.
for doing
I
the thing.
wish he had come
Yeah.
out for a little bit of a jig.
It's just my pants are too high. I can't dance anymore. All right, that's enough of that.
This has been welcome to
Has-been? We are
This has-
has-beens.
We are has-beens, and welcome to Bonehead Weekly Fun Size.
Has-beens. Try never was's.
We never was has-beens. 2014. I will go first because one of these people are going to steal mine if I don't.
Just real quick, I said
Yes.
this before we recorded. 2014, a baller year for films. It is a stacked year. It was hard for me to get through this whole
You
list.
think you're stacked? That's me showing my boobs if you're listening. Now, 2014, Whiplash.
Wow, not where I thought you'd go, man. That's awesome.
J.K. Simmons gave one. J.K. Simmons is one of the best character actors ever. Anybody
No.
have a disagreement?
No, not a word.
No.
And even he's like J.T. Walsh, God bless him, who passed away far too young. Roger Ebert said about J.T. Walsh, no matter if the movie sucks, the part with J.T. Walsh will always be good. I don't care if the movie sucks. The part with J.K. Simmons, always be interesting and good.
Mm-hmm.
but that's J.K. Simmons' best performance of all time. He is one of the biggest sons of bitches in cinema history.
I'm going to go very mainstream on this, and now just because people are going to think of all the things that followed it, but I'm going to stick with it. Guardians of the Galaxy.
It was fun. It hadn't had anything like it. Now we've had everything like it.
That's what I mean. And that's what I watched it again because I've watched a bunch of them. Obviously, I keep watching Marvel movies. But I watched it again, and I held it up as its own thing and forgot about what follows it. Not that what follows is bad. The other movies in the trilogy are fine. But I thought, we never had... And matter of fact, there was an interview recently with another actor, and I forget who it was, a very good actor. And he actually held up Chris Pratt. He said Chris Pratt playing that role opened the door more for everyman heroes.
It was what's his face, who I find incredibly uninteresting, but he's going to be the running man, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you're right. That's who. But anyway, so and I thought about
Glenn
that.
Powell.
It very much works, and it's true. He's not an 80s action hero. And nobody in that movie meets what the cliche would have them be, even though it's based on the comics, even though it's based on these comic characters. And it comes together really well. And you like all the stuff that should be ludicrous. Even to me as a comic book fan that read Rocket Raccoon, even I said, how's that going to work on the screen? And it just does. You actually care.
And now everybody's ripped it off.
Yeah. And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Jed.
So if it was any other year, I would have agreed with James that Guardians of the Galaxy was my favorite film. I'm going to hijack a little bit here. I'm going to say my favorite movie of the year, but there's 5 movies in 2025. I'm going to only list 4, but that you could have a movie marathon and have the perfect night of your life if you watch these films. So my favorite movie of the year is The Raid 2. It's fantastic. A lot of great action, a lot of great fight scenes, a really great story. Raid 2, bar none. But you know what you follow up Raid 2 with? What We Do in the Shadows. Another amazing comedy. Then you follow that up with one of Brendan Gleeson's most amazing performances in Calvary, where he plays a priest that he's been told that by the end of the day he's going to be murdered. And it's him trying to resolve his life. And then you know what you end with? You end with the New Zealand masterpiece of Housebound.
Housebound's good, but I would have ended it. I would have not jumped genres as much and put Kingsman in there. Kingsman, that's another one that we just hadn't seen anything quite, and it's just good.
Sorry, Ben and Glenn, for doing this, but I had to. It's just 2014
returns with sequels, but the first Kingsman.
Mm-hmm. Housebound, man, it's so wonderful.
I got 2 honorable mentions. That's got to be Snowpiercer because it just keeps coming back to my head, and one that nobody's going to agree on, and that's fine. I don't care. A Million Ways to Die in the West is stupid fun.
It is, but it's not as much fun as Ex Machina. This has been Bonehead Weekly Fun Size.
All right, Glenn, it's movie battle time. Do you want to do the little? I just want you to do it. I wasn't planning on doing it.
I forgot where we're up to. So you threw me under the bus there. I'm like, oh, hang on, what?
So this is another one of mine.
Oh, as in choices?
Choices, yeah. Alley Cat, both from 1984. Alley Cat, directed by Victor M. Ordonez, Ed Palmas, and Al Valletta. It's got 3 directors. Written by Robert E. Waters, who wrote Death Force and A Woman Scorned, one of my favorite erotic thrillers.
Just say the second movie so I can get rid of the titles on the screen.
A Woman Scorned.
No, Savage Streets.
Oh, Savage Streets. And Savage Streets, also from 1984.
Okay. And now we can push them to the side.
Directed by Danny Steinman and Tom DeSimone. Tom DeSimone, of course, famous for directing Reform School Girls and Hellhole. Starring Linda Blair, John Vernon, and Linnea Quigley.
And were Linda Blair's sisters?
Sorry?
Linda Blair's sisters?
Does she have sisters?
She certainly does.
In the most gratuitous bath scene ever committed to film, which is great. Like, what we're going to do, Linda, is we're going to have you thinking deep thoughts in the bath, and we're going to film you for no reason.
Except for appreciation.
Except for the fact that you're such a fucking nightmare to deal with. This is our payoff.
Shouldn't have called her sisters. I should have said her puppies, because she's all into the animal stuff.
Yeah. So the reason these are both 80s kind of street action films.
Right off the back of Angel.
Right off the back of Angel. And the reason I even discovered Alley Cat was because in the beginning of Avenging Angel, you know that they break into there's the undercover cop. The whole beginning montage is this woman. She comes home. Her parents are watching TV. She goes into the shower, and she's like listening to this awesome music. She has a shower, and you see it. Her phenomenal assets, and then these guys break in and blow everybody away, blow the parents away, blow her away.
Yeah,
and that's the lead into she was a friend of Angel's because she's an undercover cop. Angel is also a cop in the second one. And that springboards the film. This is like one of the only other films that actress Karen Manny did. And I was like, I got to check this out. And it is just as grimy and greasy and sleazy.
Oh, man. I struggled with Alley Cat.
Yeah, right.
I did. Like, Savage Street it's an easy watch, right? It really is an easy watch.
It's a lot more fun.
It crosses genres.
Yeah.
You know, 1 minute you're watching, Porky's, the next minute you're watching Angel. Like, it's, it's all those things. But Alley Cat was just one tone, grimy.
And that's it's not a good tone.
Really dank. And look, to be honest with you, when something is so like laboriously the same, I tune out.
You tune out.
So that one, I just couldn't. I didn't get to the end. I got about 40 minutes into it, and I'm like, I just can't keep going.
Can't do it. Yeah. I didn't find it as bad as that. It is, but I see what you mean. It's a very grim kind of film. But she also happens to be a martial arts expert.
That's true.
And the whole thing. What's so amazing about it is the film starts with her coming home from martial arts class and finding her neighbor calls her and tells you, hey, there's two guys out the front ripping off the tires from your car.
So it's a great scene.
She goes out, kicks their ass. They're so upset that they've been caught stealing that they go and tell their psycho gang boss. And so he decides to get his revenge by blowing away her grandmother.
And then it's on for she just says, leave it as it is, move on. Like she lets them go. Like she could have absolutely pulverized them.
Yeah.
And yet I hate it when bad guys always get caught out and then want revenge because they may have instigated something really nasty and someone gets the better of them and then they get really angry.
They get angry, yeah. It's like, they're so upset that someone stopped them doing whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. That always shits me in movies.
Total narcissistic personality.
Yeah, it's like that happens in The Principal, like someone flicks a knife. I'm about to rape you, but because I got caught doing it, now I'm really angry.
Yeah, I'm really going to punish you. So the second film, Savage Streets, basically it's a high school movie.
Yeah. That's brutal too.
Yeah, Linda Blair and her kind of gang of chums are walking the streets, having a good time and they run into this gang of toughs who...
We've got a deaf sister.
That's right. Linda Blair has a deaf sister who she's very protective of, like of outrageous, like not even bad language.
And abusive.
She can't hear it.
And abusive.
She
just abandons her.
She can't even hear the bad language, and Linda Blair doesn't like her friends.
Yeah, I know.
Talking about it,
but has no problem leaving the sister behind so she can go and get her kicks and
Yeah, she's having she's like, you wait here while I go and have a wet t-shirt fight, cat fight in the changing rooms. And what's that? You got brutally gang raped by new wave street punks?
Now, this is I call this there's so many movies from this era like it. It's an eat your cake and eat it too kind of movie, right? Because these movies, they're exploitation movies.
100%.
So they've got these serious undertones of rape and revenge, but at the same time, they get off on it.
Well, they're so gleeful.
Yeah, that's right. Like, they have fun with it. And the way they get away with that is by saying, yeah, but but it's a revenge. Like, they get their revenge.
It's like John Vernon, clearly about 10 years past his prime, doing this role, and he, like the language that they get him to, the things they get him to say, and you could, he's chewing that scenery and having a great time.
There's nothing more fun than watching him in a movie, and particularly one like this. It's so fun.
The thing that's so funny is that I kept expecting it to turn into, is it not 315? What's the
187?
What's that?
No, go on.
What's the school bully movie with Tyson? What's her name? Tyson, and they have the fight, Casey Sazmeko, and the 330. You're going to have the fight after school at 3:30.
Yeah.
And then the teacher comes in and tries to stop it.
12 o'clock high? No.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
3 o'clock high.
Yeah. That's
and
right.
he knocks the teacher out with one punch.
Correct.
Ooh, and
Spielberg produced that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely There's a couple. There's My Bodyguard.
Yeah. I know
that one and 3:15 and Striking Back are all and Tough Turf. They're all very
I think
similar.
like 2 years ago we had it on the show as a pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is a fantastic film. But I was expecting that to happen to John Vernon, but then I was like, no, what am I talking about? It can't happen to John Vernon.
I wish John Vernon had been immortal because I could he could be in any movie now and it'd be great. Like he could make Bad Johnson better.
I think look, John Vernon and Joe Don Baker, they're just two people that I just refuse to believe that they get beaten in fights. Yeah. Just on the strength of personality.
But I just want John Vernon to be a dean. Like I just want him to be behind a desk and just, getting strict and shit.
Yeah. No, he just has to be a corrupt person in power.
So good.
That's where he's at his best. But look, I agree with you. I think Savage Street's for the win out of these two. But I would say check out Alley Cat. It does have some tremendous assets on display that everyone deserves to see.
If only John Vernon was in it.
If only John Vernon was in it. All right, Glenn, we're almost at the end of the show.
We are.
Thank God, he says.
What the hell?
That must mean it's time for rapid fire recommendations. What?
No, you go first. You go first.
I almost forgot that you told me at the start of the show that you didn't have you were still thinking of what you were going to talk about.
Yep.
Look, I've got a banger for you, Glenn.
Yep.
For some reason, I think this is only available. Maybe you'll find it on YouTube. I think it's only available on Plex.
Yep.
Plex also do have a streaming service that is free. I think you sign up for it, but other than that, it's a free service. And they have this film from 2014 called PMS Cop.
Yep.
Now, when I heard the title,
great.
when I heard the title back in my early distribution days, I was gagging to release it, and I was told no by everyone else in the company and the team. And look, I can't blame them for that decision, but it is like it's clearly. I feel like it was probably made for about $1,000. It's directed by this guy Byron Blakey. It stars Cindy Means, who's never done anything since, and seemingly, if she has an Instagram or a Facebook profile, it's private. But basically, it's so good. Like the violence and gore in it are pretty extreme, considering it's low budget. But she basically, the film starts with this guy dressed as a clown, peeping on this woman having a shower.
Yep.
A lovely busty, shall we say, enhanced woman in typical exploitation movie style. And of course, he gets spotted and they call the cops. And he basically attempts to rape this girl, but it kind of gets thwarted. The cops get called and this female cop and her partner turn up. They chase him. He beats the shit out of the partner, almost rapes her. But then she gets the better of him and beats the shit out of him. Unfortunately, the part where she's beaten the shit out of him gets caught by a helicopter, a news helicopter who films the scene. And then, so then the next scene, it's very Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
So the next scene is the chief of police basically telling her, look, we want you to apologize. And she's like, apologize to him? And she's like, no, not to him, but to the public, just for the
being caught,
just for the violence, I guess. So she's like, okay, I'll do it. So she apologizes. She goes, so I'm sorry to everyone in Los Angeles. I apologize. The next time a psychotic clown attempts to kill my partner and rape me, I'll just shoot the motherfucker. And so then the captain of the police says, look, you're so angry. We think, are you PMSing at the moment? And she's like, what? He goes, I think you need to go and see. There's this company that does a lot of work with the Los Angeles Police Department, and they're working on some new drugs. I think you could benefit from going on this trial.
Me. This sounds great.
So then she goes to the trial and they give her the drugs. Unfortunately, then her partner actually gets killed during a holdup at a 7-Eleven, and that sends her into a rage that isn't, rather than being damped down by the PMS
like RoboCop.
drugs,
This sounds like RoboCop.
enhances her rage, and she goes on this kind of killing spree of like any kind of even remotely criminal person, like literally like rips the jaws off people, all sorts of great stuff. Then they kind of sedate her and take her to the lab because they can track. They've got like implants in her to track what her hormones are doing on this pill. And this building has like 1 million security guards and 1 million cleaners, because at some point she escapes and she goes through them. And it is just non-stop carnage.
I know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm watching it.
But super low budget.
Yeah.
Like the computer hacker genius that this company employs, he's clearly, their office is just like behind a circuit board,
Same budget
like
as Spaghetti Man.
Yeah, with all the fuses.
Sounds great.
It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, definitely do yourself a favor and check out PMS Cop on Plex.
Wicked. Now, while you were talking about that, and I was paying attention because I certainly am interested, but I was also scrambling to come up with a recommendation, and I tracked back to our earlier in the show I mentioned Earth to Echo, and you had no idea what that was. So what a perfect movie to recommend.
Great.
As I said, originally produced for Disney, it's got a very Spielbergian childhood preteen adventure kind of vibe to it, almost like an Escape to Witch Mountain kind of thing.
I like that.
Story-wise, it's essentially E.T. So it's about these young kids that start getting these, and they're techie kids. They're kids that are into the science club and all that, and they start getting these weird signals, and they don't know what it is, and they follow the radio waves or whatever into the forest and discover a tiny little robot, and it's actually a robot from another planet that's trying to get home. And so a
cute robot.
Oh, let me show you the poster. There you go.
Oh yeah, big eyes.
Yep, it's a very cute robot.
And
it's
so Wall-E before Wall-E.
Yeah, it is, and they just it's this really wholesome, family friendly adventure to get this alien home, and like the whole time you're watching it, you're just thinking Spielberg, but. It is.
I thought you were going to say the whole time you're watching it, you know you're being manipulated, but you love it anyway.
That too. I mean, that's E.T., isn't it? Yeah. But I mean, if Spielberg had made it, I wonder if he produced it. He may have. If he had made it, you'd believe it, like because it's that good. The quality, the special effects are great. Directed by a guy called David Green, and he went on to make the only other movie he's made, because he's done a lot of commercials. The only movie he made was the sequel to Ninja Turtles, the Michael Bay ones. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Out of the Shadows.
Yeah, right.
He directed that. And Earth to Echo, I know, just did not do anything as far as bank goes. Like, it made no money.
They dumped it out.
They did dump it out. I'm trying to read here on the poster who was producing it. But
it's always funny when you, like, you know, you kind of think, had Disney put its marketing muscle behind it, it could have been huge. But for whatever reason, maybe they changed presidents or something whenever their companies change presidents, the new president of production's job is to shit on the predecessors, so no one can say, oh, maybe it was better before you were here.
I think what had happened too is this was the rise of the Marvelverse, so the studios were not interested in these unique individual kind of movies. You know, they were all about big IPs, and this just was not something they were invested in. I'm just going to quickly...
That's a shame.
Oh, he directed the new Coyote versus Acme that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
So there's that, which I'm glad has found its way back into the world, because that got shelved.
Right.
They promised never to release it, and finally...
At the start of that sentence, I thought you were going to say the Coyote Ugly sequel, which I was like...
Wow!
Yes!
I'm just trying to have a look here. If Earth to Echo was produced and financed by Walt Disney Pictures, after Chairman Alan F. Horn saw the final cut, it was put into turnaround and purchased by Relativity Media.
Oh, Relatively a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
But Alan F. Horn.
He's the one responsible.
So let's send that guy some hate mail.
And I wonder if he is responsible for, bringing that Lucasfilm into it. And it's around about that time, I think, when,
So I was about to do my Kathleen Kennedy South Park impression.
Do it.
No, I'm not gonna
I don't want to get cancelled?
No, not by Kathleen Kennedy.
She's on her way out, I think.
I think she's got to be retiring. She's almost... She must be of an age.
The funny thing is, right, like, let's talk about Kathleen Kennedy for a moment, because I understand the criticism of her, and there's a lot of it because of what she's done to Star Wars and Indiana Jones, blah, blah, blah. And all these people heaping on the shit forget her legacy beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, everything you love about Spielberg, Kathleen Kennedy's behind it.
there.
You know, she's a big deal, but why am I defending? I don't know. I get shitty when people heap on hate. And it's like, well, she was hired to do a job. She didn't do it particularly well, but have a look at the other things she's given you that you fucking love.
That you love,
All the Indiana Jones movies,
But I think it's the same. Look, I think the problem with Kathleen Kennedy is the same problem that every filmmaker and producer and stuff happens. It's like when they get to a point where nobody can say no to them, then things get away from them.
Yeah, 100%.
Which, look, I get it. It's frustrating. I don't like to be told what to do, what I can and can't do, and be told, like, it's a nightmare. You hate it and you want to get to that position, but often the best work comes out of that friction.
100%. As is proven in the studio, that show with, Seth, what's his name?
Rogan,
that one. Anyway. You're hosting, you can bring it into the end.
Thank you for that permission.
Well, when you get so big for your boots, you don't like being told no.
I don't like being told no. No. Well, that's it, folks. That's another episode of Good Movie Monday. We'll be back next Monday. But in between then, if you want to go back and listen to a past show, why don't you head to goodmoviemonday.com? Yeah. We've got the whole archive there. We've got all the links to our social media, and we've got merch.
Yeah.
So
there's also a support us tab. If you click that, you can give us some money too.
We like money.
We do. Anything you give us goes into the show. We don't spend it on ourselves.
We will suck dick for money. Let me rephrase that. Glenn will suck dick for money.
Correct.
On the show, live for you. YouTube won't like it. We'll get shadow banned, but it'll be worth it.
It's my own.
For that money.
It's my own.
Yeah.
Didn't specify.
No, I didn't.
Just have to remove a rib.
What was that? What's that great joke about? You want to suck your own dick, don't you? Well, let me tell you, sucking your own dick it feels a lot less like you getting your dick sucked and a lot more like you sucking someone's dick.
And you get a really bad back from it.
And you fucking oath. But anyway.
Hang on. This is the Nick Offerman episode we make that joke on. Jesus. Nick, you're welcome back. We would love to have you back on the show.
See you next week.